Hi everyone. So now what I'm going to do is just do some final formatting before we publish this dashboard. Now I would like to remove our lines in the background. You can see them in the charts here and also in this donut chart. But first let's just select a vehicle type that has multiple, that has both battery and plug-in, just so we can see both colors. And if we right click any chart here in format, you'll see all our formatting options just show up on the left hand side here. So what I would like to do is just remove the lines. So yeah, you can see at the top we have lines, borders, shading, alignment and font that we can format. So if we go to lines and change it to rows, we can just remove our 0 lines here and also our drop lines. Yeah, you can remove any line you like, really. Axis ticks as well. And then if we go to our borders, our column dividers, we'll remove them. They're our left hand side dividers. Our header, yeah, we don't want to see all these lines. Yeah, we still seem to have 1 0 line in our rows. Oh, I'll click back in. Oh, it must be our grid lines. Yep, so our grid lines were showing up there. So yeah, that's all our lines gone from our donut chart. And I just want to make the formatting of this legend so that the text is a bit smaller. So if we just click on the arrow and format legend, so this will be our title. Yeah, we don't need to show the title. We can actually right click and untick title. I believe it's just taking up room. And for the body, we can just make it a bit smaller by just changing the size here to 8. Yeah, just so it shows up like this. And then we can click into our second chart, and the only real lines here are our grid lines. So if we right click and format, yeah, let's just remove our grid lines and columns, and we'll do the same for our counties chart, and then our row grid lines as well, just at the bottom here. We'll just change to none. Yep, so that looks like it's all of them. So let's just close our formatting. Okay, and for the title, I might make Washington the same color, the same teal color, but we're going to want to display it in bold since it's quite light. And we can change this whole font to be thicker. There's Tableau Medium, for example. So let's just hit OK on that. Yeah, I think that looks fine. It's easier to read. So let's just zoom in here. Yeah, this is set to highlight. Let's just change it to pan just so we can. So if you click the arrow, you can just change it just so we can drag on our map. And then let's just center our title here. So if we go to edit title, we can just bring it into the center here in our alignment. And I'm going to just add titles for each chart as well, just by adding in text boxes in between them. So if we add a text box here, for example, vehicle owned by postcode. And then, yeah, it's going to just show up as the title. We can make it smaller. And then we can center it. And we'll use our Tableau Medium again. Yeah. We can even change the background. If we go to layout here and background, we can change it to be our color, the same color that we've been using. We might just want to make we can make it darker, the font color. Yeah. So let's just repeat that process. We'll go back to dashboard and bring in another text box above this chart, and we'll name that vehicle year. I'll just match the formatting. And if we scroll it up, you'll see there's a little arrow on the left hand side here that we can just match it to so that it aligns. And then under layout, we can change the background to be the same. And yeah, we're going to want to add another 3 titles to the top for these charts. So we can, well, first we'll bring in a horizontal container to the top. It's going to go below our title, but we can just make it a little bigger. And let's bring this legend over to the left hand side. Yep, and then we'll bring our 3 text containers inside that one. So you just need to make sure it's highlighted inside the container that we've selected. And then this is just going to be vehicle type. We'll make Tableau medium and we'll center it. Oh, I accidentally deleted it. So I'll just Control and Z that. I accidentally hit X. And then you'll see again the arrow where we can just make it only above the donut chart. And then let's bring another one in. It can be quite hard sometimes to find exactly where you want to bring it. And this is going to be make. So I'm going to open brackets here and then just let the user know that they can click plus to show model. And we can make this italic size 10 and then center. Let's just resize it. Change the background color. And then we're on to our last one. So I'll bring in one more text box. Just here. And it's just going to say top 10 counties. And then while we've clicked into it, layout, background. Okay. Yeah, I think that we can leave it like this. Now we can just test it on some of our car makes, for example, Kia. It's quite a popular one. Yep. And then we have our plus icon here that will just bring in the, so we have to scroll down a bit just to see the breakdown for the less popular makes and models, but Tesla's just always going to be at the top. Yeah, and then that's where it's highlighted orange, followed by Nissan. And then we can just hit minus just to only show the make them. Okay, so now I think we're ready to publish this. And to do that, we just need to click File and Save to Tableau Public. And yep, I'm just going to save and overwrite it. And let's just see how it looks. Yep, it's quite wide. It looks quite big, but we can see that it's working. We'll select Tesla. Yep. Land Rover, Kia. See, our bottom title here looks a bit darker. Maybe I made it bold. And I would like to, yeah, maybe just make it a bit smaller. So I'll just double click this. Yeah, it's bold. I'll just untick bold. I selected the wrong color for this one. Yep. Yeah, let's right click our year here and rotate the label just so that it shows that it's not diagonal. And then let's make our dashboard smaller as well. So we'll change our size from automatic to fixed, and then I might set the width to 1500 and height to 850, and then Tableau will automatically adjust. So yeah, I think we can save it like this. We just need to save again and then override it again. Yeah, I think it looks a bit better like this when it's smaller. So that is it for our EV dashboard. And we've covered quite a few topics in this, and we've got different visuals and parameters, top 10 sets, etc. Okay, so I'll see you in the next section.